Hey y'all, this is Lauren from One Nana Two Girls coming to you.
This is Isabella.
And Deborah.
And we're here to show you a final walkthrough of the December project for 2017.
On the first page of this album, I put a poem that I found on the internet. This was my first year to do the December project, and I had seen Allie Edwards on Pinterest. No. Facebook. I had seen Allie on Facebook and tried to order one of her kits, an album, and they were sold out. So I was sad, and I didn't really think that I would be able to do it without having the kit and follow along. But I was doing my 12 by 12 albums, and I decided I would just do a 6 by 8 album the best I could. And sometimes I checked in with Allie's website, and so I did get some ideas. And some of these pages weren't made in 2017. So I want you to know that if you're new to this, it doesn't have to be exactly what you see on someone else's website. It can be your own thing. It can just be photos. It can be photos and journaling. You can just add ephemera or, things like you would in your regular albums. So my first page in this album is the poem, "In This House, We Believe in Living Deeply, Laughing Often, and Loving Always. We believe we were brought together to support and care for each other. We believe in celebrating together our faith, our heritage, our traditions. We believe that everyone's feelings count and the uniqueness of each of us strengthens all of us. We believe in the power of forgiveness to heal and the power of love to carry us through. We believe in one another, in this family, in this home." This page is not made in 2017. My daughter Lauren made this a couple years later, and it's simply a calendar with flip-ups for the things that we did on each of those days down to Christmas Day. And it was made on the Cricut. It was very difficult to make. We haven't made another one. I would like one for every year, but it was very time consuming. This is my reason why page. Allie does this for her albums, and the people who are doing those albums generally do include that. This picture is the picture that was taken in Disney World for our 2017 summer trip, and it was cherish every moment together, and it just kind of spoke to me to be in the album. And on the back is another family picture with Olaf, and across from that is another family picture that was photoshopped with the pine and the words on it and printed at Shutterfly. Now this is day one, so this is really the start of my 2017 album, and my family's company, Southern Style on Fifth Avenue, donated an old-fashioned Christmas tree, and we went there and set it up and decorated it. The Bradford House Museum is a very famous building, old building in Washington, Pennsylvania.
On this day, me, my cousin, and my brother had a school cabaret, and we had to sing and do little dances. It was a lot of fun, and we just used some ribbon and a lot of pop-up stuff.
And day 3 is a cutout from the cricket of snow. It had just started snowing, and I thought the picture was pretty. It's our first day of snow in December. On the next page, I did a pie chart about what we did that day, including working at our business. We missed JW and Isabella because they weren't home. And then we watched a holiday show, and the great part was for eating. Day 4 is just a few cards, and I was talking about our Disney vacation, and the reason to have that there is because our Christmas card is on the next page, Merry and Bright, and that was a picture of the kids, and that was the Christmas card we sent that year. Day 5 is Countdown to Christmas from Hallmark. This was the first year I knew of Hallmark Channel and the Hallmark Christmas movies, and we had a great time watching all of them. It's become a long-standing tradition. And the other page across from it is Let's Remember Why We Go Together So Well. It's from Starbucks. I got a scone there, and on the back I saved the
Coffee
sleeve from the cup, and they're saying on it was Give Good, and on the back of their bag it says Let's Marry. I always love their positive attitudes. I think their company is just great. And the next page is a book that just had some of the products that we had purchased that year for Christmas. And on the love seat is Caroline and Isabella and I watching a Hallmark movie. And the cutout around here came from Allie Edwards. So day 6 is not a Christmas story at all. And I am glad to be able to share that with you, because things that happen in December are not necessarily all fun and happy times. But I had been to Kohl's shopping, and I ran into a clothing rack that was silver. It was reflecting the light. I didn't see it. And the next day my throat felt sore and a little bit swollen. So I went to the emergency room just to have them look. And when I was there, they did blood work. They came back and told me that I had stage 2 kidney disease, and that my lungs were all gunky. And it was just a scary time. It wasn't anything I thought was going to happen. It was 2 huge shocks in one day. So I made an appointment with the kidney doctor, and I saw them the next day, and she said I had stage 2 to 3 kidney disease. And I left that office, and we had to take my granddaughter Caroline to her doctor in Pittsburgh. And on the way home, we passed Falk Clinic, and Falk Clinic is where the pulmonologist was located. And just on a whim, I picked up my cell phone and called, and they said that they could see me in 5 minutes if I could be there that quick. And I jumped out of the car at the stoplight. I don't even think the car was stopped. And I ran up the steps 4 flights, and I got to see the lung doctor, and he diagnosed me with Pittsburgh lungs. He said I had polyps in there, but there was nothing to worry about. And he did more testing later, but it wasn't anything. But it was not a good day. Hence the card that says UGG, because some parts of December aren't good. And this picture is on the way home from the doctor's. The picture on the left is the tree, Christmas in the City. That tree is actually used in a whole lot of Hallmark movies, but we grabbed a photo of it. And on the other page, there is a picture of a house with a giant red bow. We took that picture while we were driving, and I wasn't driving, my daughter was, but it has the most enormous bow on it. It turns out that the house was built in 1870 by William Negley, and I just thought it was kind of a neat thing to see. At the bottom is the hospital where I was seen for the kidney doctor and the pulmonologist, so I just included that in. On page 7, I went to lunch with my girlfriend from high school. We hadn't been together doing anything out for a long time. We had a great time at lunch at Cracker Barrel. The next card is about my parents' home, and we made the card from cardstock, and the journaling is raised with fun foam that's cut to fit underneath, and just a few stickers. And then behind that, you'll see the tree that was finished in my parents' home. They were both in heaven. And the next page is a blurry picture, but it's the picture of the tree in front of the window, which is where Mama and Daddy always had their tree. They wanted it to be seen by the neighbors. So that's their tree, done by my husband and my 2 grandchildren. And page 9 is a picture of Isabella, Caroline, and I, and the 2 kitties watching a Hallmark movie. And later in the day, we went to Barnes & Noble to see the author of a book called The Images of America, Kaufman's Department Store, which was our department store in Pittsburgh for many years, owned by the Kaufman family. And this lady worked with Senator John Hines' History Center to write this book. It's very important to me. It talks about Kaufman's, which was very much a part of my growing up, and the Kaufman's clock that hung outside, so beautiful. In fact, it's still hanging there. The store's gone, but the clock is still there. And it is where people used to arrange to meet. I'll meet you under the Kaufman's clock was the saying.
On day 10, we went to Macy's and we just wrote this with the Cricut and used a little pop-up gift. And on the other side is another picture, and we were shopping for Christmas gifts, so we used this ribbon that said "Do not open till December 25th." We also have the Macy's star up there just to add to the meaning.
For day 11 starts our Christmas trees, and we made the card on the left in Shutterfly with 9 pictures of some of our trees. And on the right, just some pictures of the kids decorating. They each got a tree in their own room. And there's Nana with everyone's favorite tree. And on the left, again, just some additional pictures of more Christmas trees in our home. Day 12, we went to Home Depot, and they actually donated a tree and ornaments and Christmas lights to a community family, and we were glad to be able to assist in the donation process.
On this page, me and my brother JW went outside, and there wasn't much snow at the time, but we made tiny snowmen, and snow isn't really my favorite thing, so I always like to make a small one so I can go back inside faster. But we sat down by the road because that's where most of the snow was, and we just made tiny snowmen.
On day 14, we celebrated my mama's birthday. My parents are in heaven, but we celebrate their birthdays and anniversary. We always include them in our regular celebrations too. We miss them a lot. So in this particular year, we went to dinner, and when we got home, we had a poinsettia cake. Every year, Mama had her birthday cake decorated with poinsettias because they were my mama's favorite flower, and the poinsettia is also the flower for December. And we went to the cemetery that day, and we took the kids' saucer sleds, and we went sled riding down the hill by her grave. There was nobody there for us to bother, and even I rode on one, and the children shouted up to heaven, "Graham, Pappy, we wish you could come and sled ride with us." It was just a good way to celebrate her birthday. She loved snow.
On day 15, we went to Ogilvy Resort to see the Christmas lights. It's a 6-mile drive-through, and we stopped in some of their shops and took a family photo with a Santa that they had on display. And on the right is some detailed photos of our elf mischief tree and an ornament saying this house is under elf surveillance, as we have 5 of those grandchildren running around. We need a lot of elves to keep track of them all.
Day 16 was my day. I had bought an elf at Dollar Tree, and I loved him so much I wanted to buy more. I went back to our store and there was none, so we got in the car and we drove everywhere in 3 states to hunt down these adorable elves, and I bought them all. Every store we went to that had them, I purchased all of them. So I had bags and bags full of elves, and my first elf is in my purse, the red purse that I'm carrying. That's elf number 1. So that was a fun day.
Day 17, Merry Mistletoes. We do pedicures fresh for Christmas every year, as well as throughout the year. And our favorite saying from Coco Chanel, a girl should be 2 things, classy and fabulous. And we use our favorite nail color from Essie called A-List. Day 18 are some photos on the left of downtown Pittsburgh, the Kaufman's Clock, where the famous saying, "Meet me under the Kaufman's Clock," came from, and then the tree on the side of the old Horns building. They decorate every year. The photo at the bottom is just a painting from online, a local artist, and it says the title of the painting, "Meet Me Under the Kaufman's Clock." And on the right, we have "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings," on our display in the dining room with some silver jingle bells. And we really miss going downtown with Graham and Pappy and seeing them under the Kaufman's Clock. So we did a little journaling there next to a bell embellishment.
On day 19, me, my cousin Caroline, and my brother had a Christmas concert at our school, which was named JFK. And we had this sticker said no parking places. It was always so busy there because everyone wanted to hear their kids sing in the Christmas concert. It was just a lot of fun.
Day 20, a snow day. There wasn't much snow out in the morning, so Nana and the two kids made some snowballs first thing in the morning while they were eating breakfast. And then you can see the pictures on the right. Later in the day, we got slammed with snow, and you can see all the many inches of snow in the front and backyard.
On day 21, we had our school's tree trimming, and we all had to bring our own ornament and hang it on the tree every year. And we just have a pop-up ornament over here and the cute paper at the bottom for that.
Day 22, a very merry Pittsburgh. It was a celebration at the John Heinz History Center, and they had all of the old Macy's and Kaufman's window decorations at the museum, and we got our pictures with Santa. And if you notice, we're holding those cute little elves that Nana was able to buy, enough for everybody to have for our Christmas photo with Santa.
On day 23, we were making Christmas cookies. We always make a bunch of different Christmas cookies. We were making gingerbread cookies, thumbprints, lady locks, checkerboard cookies, snowballs, candy cane, and many more.
Day 24 is the night before Christmas, and JW fell asleep, so he didn't get to participate in leaving the cookies and for Santa and the treats for the reindeer. And Santa got a glass of milk and a Coca-Cola to give him some pep for the rest of his long journey. On the right side, the bottom shows the stockings we were using at that time. Those are the ones that they got when they were born. And it also shows our magic key that we hang on the front door each year. We don't have a fireplace, so Santa uses the magic key and he comes in to deliver our gifts. This also is day 20, no, this is day 25, I'm sorry. And this, oh no, actually this is day 24. I guess this is after Santa had arrived, because there is his letter. And the bottom picture just shows our gifts in front of the tree. And the picture on the right is my husband and I. He made me the wooden sled for Christmas. Actually, the girls got them too. And they're just beautiful. He does beautiful woodworking. And I really loved getting that wooden sled. Day 25 is the children in their traditional place coming down the steps. We always take a picture of the kids coming downstairs to see the tree for the first time. And the picture on the next page is Papa and I and Junior and Isabella in front of the Christmas tree. The picture on this page is just a picture of the tree with the presents underneath. I loved the gift wrap this year, and the tags that you see there were made on Cricut, and they were laminated so that I could put them in the book and they wouldn't, get wrinkly. This is our wrapping paper. I loved it, lots of glitter. This picture is Junior holding the kitty, who is huge, And Isabella, the back door is open, so you can see that we did truly have a white Christmas, for which I'm always so grateful. The next page is the other 3 children arriving, Caroline, Jackson, and Nate. And they're in the living room and they're in position to start opening.
On this page, we were just opening some Christmas presents. We took a family photo in front of the candy bar, and afterwards we had a mess with all the wrapping paper. That's always really fun, just to have everything everywhere. And on this side, we took our dolls outside in their new outfits to play in the snow.
Additional photos of our family in our matching Christmas jammies, and we got our pictures taken in front of the candy bar and the Coca-Cola tree. We have a lot of antique Coca-Cola ornaments, as Pappy collected many Coca-Cola ornaments and lots of memorabilia over the years, and it's one of our most enjoyable things at Christmas is to have the cans with the polar bears on them. And on the right-hand side, the boys there in front of the Coca-Cola tree as well, and the Santa ad from Coke, a vintage Coke ad. After Christmas, our local college held a gingerbread house contest, and we decided to participate as a family and not only build one gingerbread house, but we had an entire village. So each of the 5 children got to make a house, and Nana made a house, so we entered our whole little village, and they had so much fun decorating. We actually won the contest, and they sent a whole box of W&J swag, including t-shirts for everybody. That was a lot of fun.
These are pictures of our house at night at the end of December. And on the next page, I included my Christmas notebook journaling. And I've kept a Christmas notebook every year for since 2007. And it includes what will I change next year, how can I make things less hectic or more meaningful, things like that. And those are my answers. And I just printed it smaller and stuck it in the back of the book. And these are 2 pictures of my home, 2 pictures of our homes at Christmas. The house on the top is our home, and the one on the bottom is my father's home, my father and mother's home.
Some additional photos of our home with the lovely snowfall out back and our beautiful tree on the right-hand side. It's really large, and when the snow falls on it, it's just breathtaking. And that's the end of our December Daily 2017 walkthrough, and we hope that you enjoyed seeing how we created a December project